Hey everybody, welcome to Hope for Survival. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following along on this journey. Appreciate it. As you can tell, my background settings are a bit different than normal. I'm on the road all week and I'm out of state. I'm attending a function in Ohio with Miss Lucy, and we've been here since Tuesday, and we're here another couple days, and we'll head home sometime Sunday, I believe. Get home Sunday evening or late Sunday night. And anyway, I'm not going to say what function that I'm attending. I'll tell you at a later date once the event is over. So part of the enjoyment of being here is that we both love the game of tennis, and all of the ranked professionals from all over the world are here competing in this tournament prior to the U.S. Open in New York City, which is coming up later in August and early September. And you get fairly close access to all the players here on their practice courts or in and around the grounds where we're at. This is a major event with incredible facilities and incredible venues for the players and the fans. But it's been extremely hot every day, about 10 to 12 hours out in the sun. So taking in lots of water and trying to find shade when it's possible, which is part of it. It's part of the fun. And then there's the other side of me, which is always having my eyes and ears open to what's going on around me, looking at, because there's thousands of people here from all over the world checking in and walking freely around the venue. There is armed local police officers walking inside the venue, so there is protection available, which is a good thing. And by always having situational awareness to what's going on around, you're looking at entry procedures and what they had posted and what they actually do to check people coming in. Delivery trucks, there's probably 30 to 40 different mobile restaurants that are here. They're in like little hardened tent type structures to feed the folks, and because there's so many people and so many people going to buy food here, they go through their daily stock. So trucks have to come in, and it's who's checking the trucks to ensure what's coming in is legitimate. And just keeping your eye on the people that you're around. And, does anyone look out of the ordinary or out of the norm? Keeping it on how they're dressed, what they might be carrying, and when they put their hands in their pockets to get whatever, keeping the best you can as to what they might be pulling out of their pockets. But I'll talk about this more in a later video. I don't want to go into it while the event's still occurring. And we, along with thousands of others, are here to enjoy the tennis match. I wanted to do this video for a couple of days now, and it's the first time I've actually had an opportunity to set up a camera, and I'm here in the lobby of the hotel where we're staying at. And we're about 20 to 30 miles outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. And you know, Cincinnati has been in the news with some negative things over the last week or two. So it's we feel very safe and everything here as to what happened in Cincinnati with the racial beating and what's happened as a follow-on. So it's just press on and enjoy your time here, but also be attentive to other possibilities that could spring up from what happened there. So something I wanted to come and talk about in a recent Hope for Survival platform was sharing some news in reference to a new documentary that's just been released in regards to Hurricane Katrina, and it was very revealing. It was a very revealing documentary. I personally just look for information, and I kind of ignore the political perspective of the story being told. But there were some things in there that just further proved what we've been doing on our Hope for Survival mission and trying to prepare people and to focus on building communities in the 5-mile radius. And two individuals I was sharing this with kind of jokingly made the comment, was I sharing this information to depress them? And it really got me thinking about that point, because I can understand why lots of information would kind of depress people. If you really think about it, for the last 10 plus years, so much information has been depressing. On and on and on. It's like, when are we ever going to see the sunshine? So I want to ask you a question. Even if it is negative, is sharing the truth better than saying nothing at all and leaving everything like a field of daisies? Because I know many people watch podcasts and it's doom and gloom and it's negativity and it's there's so many problems that are out there going on around the world and in the United States. Wars in the economy and tensions, racial tensions, tensions between political parties, and folks with their fingers crossed, hoping that many from the other party are going to be prosecuted and things of that nature. And the point I was making was what I've told you all along, and I've always said I would always tell you the truth. Uh, and so much so in my first book in 2019, I even wrote in there, the point is that you don't matter and it's not personal. And what I'm saying again is the way the system is structured is that federal, state, and local authorities are first focused on critical infrastructure. And that was the case for the most part at Hurricane Katrina, with the exception of no one knew who was on first base. And different levels of authority thought someone else was arranging certain evacuation steps to get the people out of New Orleans and moved on to other cities. And it turned out it was a soup sandwich and it just wasn't happening. And this is kind of the point all along for the last 6 years is to you is that when you have some form of a disaster in your town or your community, and you can look in as recent as Hurricane Helene, all you're going to have is you, your family, and your community. And those are going to be the people that get you through the first 72 to 96 hours. And if you look at Hurricane Helene, it's the community and Stephanie Johnson who are still working their behinds off rebuilding hollers come hell or high water. And we're coming up on 11 months since Hurricane Helene struck, and they are still rebuilding there, and they basically have just their community and some charitable entities that have come in and donated funds and resources to help them rebuild homes, rebuild bridges, supply stores, and so forth. We could talk all day long as to why there's no federal or state help. It doesn't make sense, but when you start looking at pots of money, where dollars come from, the red tape involved in it. I mean, look at Washington, D.C. now. Why would you think that your disaster in your area would be any different than Katrina or Hurricane Helene when it hits, as to, President so-and-so or Governor so-and-so said? And the reality is, in most cases, you never see it because down below they don't make it happen. Okay? And there's so many reasons why they don't make it happen. But again, it comes back to where is your clean water coming from? Where are you going to get food from? Where are you going to go to the bathroom from? Who's going to protect you? Where is your shelter going to be? Okay, that's what's important. That's what I'm saying to you, is that this, because I've witnessed it on the other end, this is my focus. My focus to get this information to you. It's not to depress you. It's not to scare you. I'm simply giving you a heads up on these are areas you really need to prioritize and focus on, because depending on the situation, what type of disaster it is, your authorities at all levels are going to be tied up elsewhere doing other things. And the bigger the disaster is, the harder it's going to be for factions to break away to help you. Okay? Remember, critical infrastructure, water, clean water, sanitation, bridges, communications, hospitals, things of that nature. They've got to get them up and running immediately to the best that they can. Clearing roads so they can get into the critical infrastructure facilities is one of the many things that they have to do. Okay? And in the meantime, where does that leave you? I like to use the joke of Miss Jones having a cat in a tree, and she calls the fire department to come get the cat out, and she sees 10 fire trucks drive by her house over a 3-day period and they never stopped to help her with her cat. There's a reason. The cat is not a priority to them, just as you being flooded out, unless it's life or death, you're not going to be a high priority to them. But if you have a community team like we have in our neighborhood, you're going to have people around you who are going to be out with chainsaws. They're going to be clearing driveways. They're going to be clearing roads. They're going to be knocking on your door asking, do you have a medical emergency? Do you have food to eat? What do you need? What do you have to survive over the next day, 2 days, or 3 days? Do you need power for any kind of medical equipment to keep you alive? All right. These are things you need to be asking now and not ignoring it. Okay? It's not to depress you. It's not to scare you. It is giving you a heads up that this is serious stuff and you really, really, really need to ask yourself these hard questions. Okay? So give it some thought and see where you stand at. All right? What you might need. Okay? Who lives around you that may have medical issues that needs medical attention. All right, there may be folks who are wheelchair bound that need help. If you go back to Hurricane Helene, when I was helping Brother Ed on the Ed project, he had a neighbor that was wheelchair bound, and the water was rising so fast he could not get this gentleman out of the house before the water would have been impossible to escape from. So he advised him to stay in the house with the doors closed and so forth. This could be you. That could have been you. Only you know that. Okay. So dig your feet in, get your brain in motion, and give it some thought. Again, it's not to depress you. The news is enough to depress you every day. Personally, I made a decision a couple years ago to turn it off. I know what's going on. I stay in tune with it, but I've opted to focus more on the things that are going to impact me and my family and my community, and to also do my best to enjoy life. So I would encourage you to do that as well. Every day that passes, you can't get back. So live it, count your blessings, and make the most of it. All right? So that's my thoughts. And I'll get this uploaded and get back to enjoying life for the next couple days. But if you have questions, you can leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, please hit like. And if you haven't subscribed, I find it interesting. This platform is very interesting in that it goes up 3 or 4 subscribers, and then a week later it drops 3 subscribers. So I really don't know what the numbers are anymore on here. The big thing is getting information out to all of you so that you can be safe and be prepared. So don't forget to count your blessings, and most of all, don't forget to give thanks. Bravo Echo out.